Morning, everybody. Icy here, and like I had stated once before, I am running for President of the United States for 2024. Why? Why not? $400,000 a year job, free room and board for 4 years, catering food, and you got your own personal protection detail, so they drive you around. So why the hell not? As for some issues, this one here is a three-part issue, and I'll try and touch on it. I spoke about a lot of stuff earlier, but we as a country need to have secure borders, period. So if I'm elected president of the United States, we're going to finish the wall that President Trump started. We're going to add to it. And the environmentalists and the humanitarians and the other protest groups are all going to complain. But we are going to add automated machine guns to the wall. If you cross the wall illegally, I'm not going to have the weapons pointing out towards Mexico because that's disrespectful. But if you cross the walls illegally, these machine guns will give you a reply for breaking into our country because you're thieves, you're crooks, you're criminals. I don't care about the humanitarian effort because it's not humanitarian because these people are going through 2 or 3 different countries saying that they're fleeing oppression. I'm sorry. As soon as you leave your country, you're supposed to seek asylum in the country you go into, and your oppression is over. You're only coming here because of the hyped up benefits that a lot of these government agencies give to illegals. Like, look at right now, they're talking about in California giving illegals $300 a week. For what? For being criminals? Shit, pay me $300 a week. I'm a citizen. So that is gone. The wall is going to be fully armed and automated. Yes, we're going to put fences up to try and prevent animals from crossing into what they call a kill zone. But the automated machine guns will destroy anything that comes within their range. Why am I doing that if I'm elected? Simple. This is the United States. This is not Latin America. This is not Asian America. This is not African American. This is the United States of America. We have our own citizens. We have to take care of our own citizens. And right now, we need to secure that border totally because the current administration and past administrations so far have let into this country over 25 million illegals. That's an invasion force. If 25 million people all of a sudden got guns and decided to start taking over cities or states, what do you think is going to happen? So that's what you got to start thinking about. The majority of these people coming to this country are not women and children or the infirm. They are healthy, military-age young men. I'm sorry. That's an invasion force. It's time to stop the bullshit. If I'm elected president, we're going to begin in the northern states, and we're going to make a sweep through every single town, village, city, gathering up the illegals, and we're all going to put them on boats and ship their asses back to South America. Time to stop fooling ourselves that we are being humane and we are helping the world. No, we're not. We're helping a bunch of people that don't want to fix their own fucking countries. You got a problem with your country, get together with other people in your country and fix it. Problem is, everybody in this country is a bunch of bleeding heart, like they say, bleeding heart liberal. That's the term, okay? No. If I'm elected president, it's going to end. And how am I going to ship these back more economically than what the previous administrations have done? That's simple. The United States Navy has what they call an amphibious assault fleet, a couple of them. Each one of those ships, like an LHA, they carry over 4,000 troops. So you got 4,000 beds that you could put a bunch of illegals on and take them to South America and get rid of them. More cost effective than flying a couple of hundred at a time. So that is my recommendation if I'm president. Let's talk about reparations. A lot of members of the black community saying that they deserve reparations for being slaves. Your ass wasn't a slave. Your grandfather wasn't a slave. Your great-grandfather, maybe. But, no. You don't deserve to get something that somebody else earned. If you didn't earn it, you don't get it. It's simple. And if you're going to start talking reparations because of slavery, you forget one little thing, people. The Irish were the slaves in this country, too. They were brought over by Great Britain, England, as the term indentured servant also means slave. You are a slave to this person. And the Irish came here before the blacks were brought. So if you're going to start talking reparations, you got to talk equality, which means that they have an equal right to reparations as you do. So let's stop the bullshit. The Irish, they said, screw it. We're not going to, worry about that. We're going to pull our pants up and get to work, and we're going to better ourselves, okay? You have a lot of members of the black community that also think that way, and they bettered themselves. But you also have a lot of lazy people that think that everybody deserves to treat them better because they deserve it. No, you don't deserve shit. You deserve what you earn. And if you don't earn it, you don't deserve it. Enough said on that issue. Now, let's see. Student loans, okay? Student loans is not going to be forgiven. Why? You claim to be an adult. You claim that you understood the contract when you took the loan out to go to school. Well, that's part of being an adult, being responsible for your own actions. We're not going to bail your ass out. Because if you use that mentality that you're going to bail your ass out, then other people could say, well, I need to have my car loan paid off, or I need to have my mortgage paid off because I didn't understand what I was getting into. No. You signed it, you deal with it. But to help you along, what I would recommend, and I would hope would become law, is two things. First off, colleges are going to freeze, if not lower, their admission cost for all students. You're already got billions of dollars sitting in a bank account. You don't need to keep putting more money in your pocket. You're supposed to be educating kids, not exploiting kids. So that's one of the things I would recommend to the colleges is they start using their own money to bring kids in. The other thing I would demand is that college professors no longer require students to buy their books to teach a course, which there are books aplenty on that subject. If the college professor feels that his books are paramount for him to have to teach this course, he can buy them himself and require the students to borrow the books from him. Or if he really wants to be a real scumbag, he can rent the books out to him at $20 a month. Okay? The time of making these students spend $250 to $350 for one lousy book to teach a course from some liberal psycho professor that's teaching philosophy. This shit's got to end. You got to start teaching courses that are actually important to kids. Philosophy is not important. Physics is important. Philosophy, gender studies, equity, inclusion, diversity. Those are not important courses. History is an important course. Civics is an important course. Learning about an actual job is an important course, and I'm saying that in regards to high school where we need to start implementing shop classes again. Get rid of the liberal art classes. You ain't got to have 5 or 6 different liberal art courses when you really should have 2 or 3 different shop courses that teach kids how to use their hands, because at present we are having a shortage of plumbers, electricians, air conditioning specialists, auto mechanics. And if you don't have these people, you're not going to have nobody to fix your shit when you are some professional needing stuff fixed. I mean, let's put it this way. You're a lawyer. You make $1 million a year as a lawyer, or even $500,000 a year, whatever. And the air conditioning system breaks in your office, and you live in Texas or Oklahoma or Arizona, New Mexico, someplace where it's hot as hell, and you need that AC to work so that you can function properly. I don't see the lawyer out there fixing the air conditioning unit himself. Now, he has, 4 years of college, and then he has 3 years of law school, then he has another couple years of internship before he's out on his own. So we're looking at 9, 10 years of education. It makes the person very intelligent. I never said they're not intelligent, but they're specifically intelligent. They're not generally intelligent. So the highfalutin, mega wealthy lawyer has to call a high school educated person who took a trade school to learn how to fix air conditioners to come and fix his air conditioning so that he can function properly. You see what I'm saying? Emphasis is being given to the elites and not the people that support the elites. Another example is in the military. You have pilots, highly trained, college educated, very intelligent people that fly these fighter jets that are worth, 50, 60, 70 million dollars. But what happens when that plane breaks down? You got some high school educated kid, couple of them, that have to rewire the electronics, troubleshoot the electronics. They have to repair and rebuild the motor, the jet engine. Guess what? High school. Everybody's important. Nobody is above somebody else just because they chose to go for a higher education. So we have to start emphasizing trade schools again in this country, and we have to start putting the kids that don't want to go to college on the right path so that they could be functioning adults and earn a living. Right now, kids could get out of high school, go to a trade school. A lot of these companies will pay them to go to trade school, provided they work for them for a few years. And these kids are going to start making over $50,000 a year. You go to college for 4 years and you get out with a degree in gender studies. You're going to start off, if you're lucky, $20,000 maybe, if you're lucky. And that's because you're not going to find a job right away. You're going to be working at McDonald's or Burger King or someplace like that. You have to start looking at things with the blinders taken off of your eyes and not focused on one thing that the counselors in high school pounded into your head. Not everybody is cut out for college, but everybody is cut out to earn a decent living. So we have to fix that issue. Best way to do that is get rid of the Department of Education, which is one of the first things I would do if I was elected president of the United States. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, as for shipping illegals out, like I said, we got the Navy ships that hold over 4,000 troops. That's more cost effective. Do you want somebody that's going to think about saving you money or spending money? They keep raising the friggin' debt ceiling over and over and over again. Why? What have they accomplished? Nothing. I mean, the federal government spends money on crap that is totally useless. How many thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars did they spend on a scientific experiment to see how shrimp could run on a treadmill? There's a video about that one. Go ahead and look it up. You're gonna be crazy, you know. They just had a recent one that the U.S. is funding research on cats on treadmills after their brains are partially worked on. These are not important testings that need to be done. The United States does not need to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on sex education for people that live in Africa, or teaching them about different genders or equity and inclusion. I mean, or pushing the gay agenda. Look, if you're gay, you're gay. I don't care. But if you push your views on children, you should be shot. Period. You're a pedophile. I don't care. Oh, well, the kid, he's gay. He's 8 years old. He doesn't know what he wants to be when he grows up. You didn't know what you wanted to be when you grew up. Human brain's not fully developed until around the age of 24. So, until anybody under the age of 24, in my view, is off limits for anyone to push lifestyles upon. But that's my opinion. Now, if you are 21 or 20 years old and you're out of your home, you're living on your own, you choose that lifestyle, that's fine. But for somebody to push that lifestyle onto you because that's what they believe, no. No, we're not going to pull that crap. And I don't want to hear that you're a homophobe. Or I've got family members that are gay, and I love the hell out of them. My best friend's gay, and I love the hell out of him too. But we have an understanding. I don't hit on him. He don't hit on me. He hits on me. I punch him in the mouth. Argument's settled. We don't have any issues. You have to have clear boundaries when you're dealing with people that have different views. I don't impose my views upon no one else. I offer advice, but I don't impose. But if I'm elected president of the United States, there are some things that I am going to impose because I am tired of seeing children targeted. I am tired of seeing this country being targeted by other nations as their piggy bank. Some things have to be imposed because they're the right things to be done. And I'm not a politician, so I don't play politics. I don't care about your political career or what's going to happen, after you get out. I'm not some military officer that's sucking up to lobbyists and military contractors for a job for when I retire that pays a couple $100,000 a year. No, I'm quite comfortable with the money I earn now. And if I'm elected president, that $400,000 a year job, that $400,000, I wouldn't use it. I would apply that money to a local school, bring back a shop class. Or I would use it to teach kids properly in school, Time for the bullshit to end, There's no more, and the other thing, there's no more African American, Mexican American, German American, Irish American. If your ass is born in this country, you're an American. I will make the moniker of adding different countries in front of the term American illegal. Unless you were born in Africa, born in Germany, born in Ireland, and then you became an American, then you have the right to say that. You don't have the right to say you're an African American when your parents and your great grandparents were all born in this country. You weren't born in Africa, so don't pull that shit with me. Elon Musk was born in South Africa, a country. He has the right to say he is an African American, and he's white. So guess what? Your terminology is stupid. The way you apply it is dumb, and you're just trying to make a name for yourself. Screw it. And as for the so-called N-word, it doesn't apply to blacks. It applies to everybody that is the actual definition, a dirty, shiftless individual. No race involved. No skin color involved. You're just a scumbag, period. A dirty, shiftless individual. That's what it means. That's who it applies to. And I don't care what race you are. So that so-called we're going to not say a word? No. And if you say the word's offensive and it hurts you, if I say the word, I want to see the blood coming out of your mouth because it didn't hurt you at all. It offended you. You got to start learning definitions. You were offended. You're not hurt. So let's get over that stupid shit too. All right? Well, this is a second video for Icy running for President of the United States. And I already know you people are going to laugh your ass off that my old fat ass is saying this. But you know what? Sometimes truth and honesty in speech and in mannerisms has to take priority over playing politics and sucking up to everybody. Because me, I just don't give a shit. You want to call me an asshole? I am. Icy out.